Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc. Hey guys, and welcome back to what will be episode 2 of the shed, pool, cabana, garage, house thing that we're building in the backyard. The guys are behind me that way, working on the building right now. I've relegated myself to the task of getting rid of the scrap, like the cut-offs and things like that. Not cut-off jeans, that'd be weird. Big stack. What are you doing with all them cut-off jeans? Cut-off ends of wood. And I'm burning them off just to kind of keep the project site clean. So they've been making up a little pile for me every day or so, and then I do this. I come out and I burn them off. It's gone. And they're making some good progress. Now, at some point today, we are expecting a delivery of shingles to show up. And when that happens, well, they were planning on putting the roof on, well, not the roof, the shingles on the roof today. But unfortunately, it's quite late in the day, so that's going to have to wait until tomorrow, I think. But hopefully that delivery will come soon. But I'll give you guys kind of an overview of what's happening over there and try to answer some of the questions you guys had from the first video. So let's wander over to the work site and have a look and see what they've been up to, and hopefully I can answer some of your questions. So some of you guys at home were asking who we hired to do the build. It's actually the same crew, most of the same crew that built the addition on our store. Frederick and team, we got Dave up there working away, getting the doorway framed in. You can see that that's an 8-foot door, so we're probably close to 16 feet at the top of that roof there. So lots of height to this ceiling for sure. One thing I didn't mention, so we're at the backside here, so you got the pool and electrical room there. This is plumbed in for a future washroom. It's not gonna be a washroom immediately or anytime soon, but that's your toilet and then the sink right there. So there is a little washroom planned for here. So for all the folks at home that were worried about that, don't worry. The other thing is that if you look over on this side, there's a little stack for a drain for a kitchen sink, which would be right over that window. So we are planning for the future and basically just preparing for future use of this building. But for the time being, it is just going to be storage, flex space, garden tools, and etc. But I was telling the guys, it kind of reminds me, and somebody said this online, it reminds me of like a 1960s gas station when they built them kind of fancy like, and they, you know, you'd have like the cedar vaulted ceilings. At least they did in some of the ones we had here. But yeah, we've given ourselves lots of wonderful windows here, so it should be a pretty nice view from both sides of the space. The one thing that I have to think about now, though, before those walls get closed in, is if at some point there is going to be a washroom and a sink and things like that years down the road, you have to put the water lines and get the plumbing all done now, because you don't want to have to go back in and redo that all later. I think I'm sticking more wood in the fire at the same time. So I think it's going to be a very simple system where it basically is like a holding tank with a little electric pump that you can drain the water out seasonally. And all it has to do basically is fill a toilet and be able to wash your hands. And we can fill it with water from our garden hose. The house is a little ways away, but we do have a hose that stretches this far. So that's a discussion I'll have to have with the plumber when they come back. Well, it's late in the day, and the guys started this morning. If you can see that, the roofing material, the tar paper, all the stuff that needs to go on first, they're starting to do the prep work, and they're coming back in the morning to, I think, pretty much get the shingles wrapped up on that roof. We'll do an update tomorrow and see how that progresses. Looks like some good progress happening out there today. The guys are starting to get the shingles on the south side of the roof. And it is a nice, sunny, beautiful day. Perfect day for doing that kind of stuff. I'll come back and check in later and see how they've progressed. The guys are gone for the day, but look, they got the roof on, and it matches the exact same color of roof we have on that house. Bing! Right there. So it should feel very nice and very similar, so that people years from now will think, oh, they must have built it the exact same time as the house, and it almost did. But as we walk in, am I walking in right now? I guess, okay, what am I talking about? I guess the roof is on, they got to do the siding. Oh, I was going to say, one thing that I really appreciate about this crew is how clean they've been working. And this is kind of just a shout out to Frederick, but as a homeowner doing a build, this space, other than my footprints on the ground there, they've been keeping it impeccably clean. And sometimes when you're on a construction site, the guys will throw their coffee mugs all over the place. There's one water bottle over there, but I think the guy still has his water in it, so I'm not gonna beat him up over that. But sometimes you walk into a construction site and it's super messy, and they say, every construction site is messy, and it bothers me to no end. I hate working messy. I don't do it in my own life, and when I come home, I don't want to see a mess. So just really big call out to Frederick and his construction company, Allcore, for doing a really great job, but also for working clean. I can't say it again how much I appreciate all that. While we're on the inside here, you kind of get a sense of what the view from this sort of little living space will be, and I can envision it now. We have pre-plumbed in things for maybe down the road future use, such as an area for a washroom, and that pipe over there for possible kitchen sink, maybe down the road. But that's not gonna happen right away. That's maybe, again, but you gotta get the plumbing and the wiring and everything all in while you have it. So we are planning ahead for future use. But, you know, nice little space in here, a little table on the side, right in between those windows, maybe a nice electric fireplace so we can heat it. This is technically considered a non-heated garage or occasional use building, a seasonal building. So it's not meant to be an all-weather sort of site. It's just like a barn or garage or anything. We're just trying to make it a little bit fancier. The other day, though, I did have somebody come by, and we are looking at doing, is it polystatic? Anyway, it's like an epoxy type of, I can't remember the name. I was not polyamorous, polystatic, or maybe epoxy. Anyway, the words are difficult for me right now, but whatever it is, it's like what you do in a garage floor, where they take the concrete all down nice and smooth, they grind it. They do an epoxy enamel finish on it. But what they're able to do is actually finish that looks like white marble. So it's kind of off-white and it has these swirls of gray in it. I want to do that on this space for a couple of reasons. One, it's a smaller space. It's 500 square feet, which I guess is not that small. But when you're in a smaller type space like that, we've given it really tall ceilings. I mean, 10-foot tall walls for starts, and then we gave it a vaulted ceiling so that when you have all these great windows out here and the vaulted ceiling, it's gonna feel just so much nicer and so much more open. And we're picking intentionally very light colors for the inside. So again, it feels bright and welcoming and spacious. And this coating that they do on the floor, or that they will do on the floor, is very easy to clean and incredibly durable. So with a space like this, where you're gonna have cooling and heating, and it's not gonna be heated all year round, you want to have it to be a really durable floor in there that's just going to stand up to all sorts of weather, inclemental weather. And I think that'll do the trick. So trying to plan ahead as best we can here. But again, there's no perfect solution for any of this. But you kind of work as you go. My kids are trying to talk me into putting a loft in here. They really want to have a loft. But I want to have it nice and open. So I don't know. We'll see. I think Melissa and I are kind of on the same page on this. You know, if we have company come over, and if they want to stay out here once it's set up, I don't think, we're going to be asking, great aunt so-and-so to go stay up climb a ladder to get up in the roof or the attic space. So I think a hide-a-bed might be a little easier to do. But it is certainly coming along nicely. I think what we're waiting for right now is going to be electricians, plumbers, And really the outside of the building is sort of stalled as we're waiting for the windows. We're about a week away on the windows there, but some really great progress so far. And just in time too, because things are starting to melt. We can actually see my pool is resurfacing again. So this will be perfect timing if this thing is done just in time for summer. It can actually be used when it needs to be used. One small detail you guys might not have noticed, unless I'm standing right here, is that quite intentionally we designed these dormers, or the dormer on the top there, to be pretty well the exact same width as the pool, and those doors centered exactly with the pool. So aesthetically it's very symmetrical. That was by design, so that when you're standing pretty much exactly where I'm standing, nothing seems kind of off or askew. It'll seem perfectly symmetrical and seem to kind of almost frame it very nicely, where the top of the A-frame there comes down to that line right there where the windows are. You can see how it's framing and boxing in where the pool is. It should set it off very nicely. And we are doing like a white hardy board sort of trim all around the windows with a touch of blue, just a little dash of blue to tie it in with the coloring of the main house. It's so nice to see it all coming together. So although this is kind of a quick and sweet and short update video, lots happened. The roof is done. Well, I should say the shingles are on the roof and the roof is done. And now it's just a waiting game for the other stuff to start coming together. So guys, I will give you updates as we go here, as I promised I would. And I hope you guys find this interesting. For me, quite honestly, this is one of the most fun things that I get to do, is when we're constructing or building or doing something like this. I just love the creativity and I love building it. So I'm happy to take you guys along with my weird thought processes and everything. But my goal here is to make an exceptional family space for my family for generations to come. And that is going to be a nice addition to the sort of play space back there with the pool. I think it'll be a fantastic addition to the property. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode. We'll see you all soon. Subscribe for more. And as always, bye for now.